KCJJ.
At 7:35, Captain Steve along with Jim Hunter. Lisa Barnes is here, Summer of the Arts, and a big weekend.
Big weekend, and I was just telling Jim, you guys have really good taste in music. Yesterday on the way in, I was jamming. It's like, oh, yeah, we got a little Cher going here, and then this morning, Traveling Wilburys and Bodines. So, yeah, you guys have great taste. Yeah.
Way to go.
Do you do all of the
I do
selection?
everything.
I know that.
Thing. It's all me.
And you're so refreshed after your vacation, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was some time ago.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot to say something last week.
Yeah. But
when he's sitting in there, he picks the music.
Well, yeah, but the music, but Lane puts the music in with Molly.
Okay. Well, you have good taste. And speaking of good taste, hopefully our committee, Jim, had good taste in selecting this year's performers for Arts Fest.
I think they did.
Yeah, the way I describe it is it's probably the most eclectic schedule that we've had. But I think that it's going to be a lot of fun throughout the weekend. I think there's definitely going to be something for everyone from a musical standpoint. And, obviously the art fair is a huge part of the event as well, which I'm looking forward to. One of my favorite artists who does like sculptures and mixed media and metalwork and stuff. I ran into her a couple months ago, and she's working on these new projects. And I was like, Mika, I will be at your booth at 5:00 on Friday because I want one of your dragons before they sell. And I actually had bought a piece from her at the Thieves Market, which I saw when she was first setting up. I said, mark that sold. And didn't even know how much it was. And then I went to pick it up later, and somebody's like, it's a good thing you already had put dibs on that because I was going to get it. So, that's one of the things that I love about the art fair is there's, just so many amazing artists and so much original artwork. But the other thing that I really like is we allow our artists to also have reprints. So especially for the painters and photographers and stuff, it's not just original pieces. They can do prints of their work. And it makes it much more affordable for the general public. I've been to, several other large art fairs that are very nice and, beautiful work and stuff, but I can't afford a $500 piece, and a lot of people can. There's the high-end stuff as well, but there's a wide range. And then, of course, if you go into Old Capitol Mall on Saturday and Sunday, you can check out our emerging artists, which, again, very talented youth and maybe a little bit lower prices on some of their work. And so that makes it a lot of fun. But let's talk music.
Yes, let's do that.
So Friday night, the festival opens tomorrow night at 5:00, and the main stage kicks off at 6 p.m. with the Weary Ramblers, which is a duo out of Des Moines. I'm not real familiar with this. It's interesting. Catherine Fox actually played, I think, with Bob Pace several years ago at the Soul and Blues Festival. She plays violin, fiddle, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's a folk duo. And then 8 o'clock, Pert Near Sandstone. Are you familiar with them?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, they came highly recommended. They've been around for, about 20 years out of Minnesota. And so, it should be a nice blend with the Weary Ramblers after that. They've done a lot of touring. They've toured with Sam Bush, Yonder Mountain String Band, Steve Martin. So, they've kind of been all over the place and done a lot of touring. So I think that that's going to be a lot of fun for Friday night. And kind of along what you expect at Arts Fest a lot, a little more of the bluegrass folk Americana. Saturday gets very eclectic. That's probably the most eclectic day. We kick things off on the main stage at noon in front of the main stage with the Iowa City Community Band. Unfortunately, we can't fit all 70 players on the stage. So they will be in front of the stage.
Well, you could, but they couldn't play.
Yeah, not if they want to sit down. If they were all standing, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah. So we did this last year, and, it's just a fun way to kick off Saturday. Excuse me. And I guarantee you'll know somebody in the band.
Yeah.
At 1:30, we're bringing over indie rock group Sub-Atlantic from the Quad Cities that played Friday Night Concert Series last year.
They were good.
There go the allergies. Yeah, it's going to be fun being outside in those 4 days. So yeah, we're looking forward to having them on the Arts Fest main stage. 4 o'clock. Joe and Vicky Price. They've been around for a while.
They have, and
Yeah.
they have quite a following.
Yeah, blues roots duo. Mm-hmm. And then at 6 p.m. we have Alicia Brilla, and she is a multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, and performer. She does global roots sounds, and this is somebody that was recommended to me by the agent for the Huntertones that played at Jazz Fest last year.
Okay.
And we checked it out, and it's like she's pretty cool. You know, I think that she's going to have great energy for that 6 p.m. slot before Terrence Simeon and the Zydeco Experience. It goes on at 8 o'clock. They have performed with Summer of the Arts. This will be their third time. The last time was in 2021. They performed on the Pedmal stage as part of Jazz Fest. And several years before that, they actually performed on the Pedmal as part of the Friday Night Concert Series. Hunter brought them in for that. And so we are expecting a rockin' night on Saturday night. He puts on just such a fun show, and I think people that come out, there's going to be a lot of dancing going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. My sister Terry is our hospitality coordinator with Terrence, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll get them all settled, but as soon as they get on the stage, I'm out front dancing." And I'm sure she will be, along with a lot of other people.
Well, Zydeco music, it just automatically makes you want to tap your feet, and that time of night, Saturday night, everybody's kind of cutting loose. It gets a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and he's great.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just a dynamic performer.
He is.
Seen him multiple times, and every time it's.
Do you have a favorite location of when and where you've seen him, Steve? I'm just curious.
At Davenport's Leclerc Park.
Okay.
One of the blues fests.
Yeah.
One of the blues fests.
Yeah.
And he was a headliner one of the nights and just kicked ass.
Yeah.
I mean, he just was
He's
great.
just fun and just
that-
nice
that-
as can be.
That's such a great setup when it works, when it's not flooded.
Right?
Because you're right there on the river, and it's a
Yeah.
historic band shell. So, yeah, that was probably my favorite.
Pretty
performance.
memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, we were setting up for Jazz Fest out on the streets when he performed in 21, so I caught his last song, cutting through the Pedmal as we're finishing up, and I was there when he played the Friday Night Concert Series, and 3 hours straight, no break.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Those guys are veterans of playing all night long.
Yeah, obviously. So
I remember drunken Jim Hunter stumbling around,
I
almost falling into. I had to save him from falling into
it's nice
the
that
river.
Steve remembers because Jim doesn't remember, right?
Yeah, that must be it.
So, yeah, definitely 8 o'clock Saturday night. You want to be in downtown Iowa City. And then on Sunday at noon, we kick off with Annie Savage's final performance for Summer of the Arts.
Yeah, she's moving.
Moving to Virginia. Yep.
Yeah, I saw her. 2 weeks ago at the City West.
Yes.
Jazz ensembles. She
Yep.
was in the audience for that.
Yeah. So, we're very bummed to lose her. We love Annie. She's performed so many times with us, but she's actually got a couple of her students that'll be performing with her at noon, the Lorch sisters. And they are musicians, singers, and dancers. And they have studied with Annie, but they're really excited to do this debut performance with Annie on the main stage. So
It's very cool.
yeah, that'll be cool. And then at 1 o'clock, we have the Jimenez Voice Academy, and that's going to be a variety of performers. And then at 2 o'clock, we have the Iowa City Flute Authority, which they'll have a quartet that will be out on the street earlier in the day, but they're going to have their full group. Well, they're going to have, I think, 17 people performing as part of this group. So that'll be a really cool, different experience. And then we close things out at 3 p.m. with Farofa Show from Wisconsin, and they play Brazilian Faro dance music. So, again, we're trying to close out with a party.
Yeah, excellent job with the bands and the lineup. It's going to be fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, and, the Pedmal, as usual, will have a variety of performers, 11 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday. A couple of new ones I want to mention this year. We have the School of Rock out of Cedar Rapids. that will be performing. We also, after a 3-year space, are bringing back Mimi Key, who is a silk aerialist. They'll be on the Pedmal on Saturday, and on Sunday we kick things off at 11 with the Silver Swing Band, which they unfortunately got rained out last year and didn't get to perform. So it's like, let's put you at 11 and hopefully we'll be good, because they're usually at the end. Actually, Sunday is all new performers. We've got Norelli, who is a 26-year-old originally from Mexico City, and she sings in both Spanish and English, soloist. And then we have the Solon High School Mariachi Band. Who knew Solon had a mariachi band? I mean, I just think that's so cool. And then we're closing things out at 2:30 with the Old Capitol Chorus. So that's a group that I wasn't aware of either. So I'm just really excited that we've got something different going on this year. And then, of course, throughout the weekend, there will be street entertainment here and there. Pandelirium Steel Band will be playing at one point. Annie and 2 of her kids will be playing at one point. We have a solo acoustic singer, Nicole Dean, out of the Quad Cities. She's going to be performing. Pete Balistreri, who is a saxophone player. Plus the return of Pantaloon Productions, which is our stilt walkers. And on Sunday, you will see the Old Capital City Roller Derby in their inflatable costumes skating around as well.
Cool.
So, we like
know what else you got? Something new?
What?
Decent weather.
Yeah. Knock on wood. Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
I was checking the hourly forecast, and it looks like Friday night and Saturday morning, there's maybe a 20 or 30% chance early morning.
Slight,
Overnight. I mean,
but not during.
But highs low 80s. Is that what it's still saying?
No,
upper 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my
70s.
kind of weather.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Take Zyrtec.
Yes, well, I do that anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, other than the pollen count, no, this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
and the world famous food truck display will be there. You got the root beer guy back this year.
Yes, we have Wild Bill's coming back this year.
That's
We're very
terrifically
excited.
popular.
Yeah, and then we also, another return vendor is the Wedge Pizza. So those are 2 that haven't been at the festival since, I think, pre-pandemic.
What's the root beer? I missed the root beer guy.
Oh, really?
It's home. It's freshly made root beer, and you can buy a mug and just get it refilled for free all weekend long.
Wild Bill's Old Fashioned Soda. It's really cool because the side of the truck has all the pulls for the different drinks, and there's root beer, there's cream soda, there's possibly sarsaparilla. I don't remember for sure. I know there's one that has cherry in it because that's what I always liked getting. And then I think there's an orange one as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's awesome. And
I love root beer.
Yeah, they'll be set up right by Moo Moo's Ice Cream, so at the east end of Iowa Avenue.
Do it yourself
near
float.
Dubuque. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And of course, pork on a stick. Can't go without pork on a stick.
Yeah, Yolanda's. That's my regular every festival. I have to go visit Tolentino and get pork on a stick. That's one of my favorites.
So there'll be plenty of food.
Yeah.
Plus whatever else is downtown will also be open.
During
the break times, like after sound checks, like in the middle of the afternoon on Saturdays, is what I'm thinking of.
Yep, and then of course we have the beverage garden as usual,
and it's great because you can sit in the garden there and have a great bird's eye view of the stage and the music and everything. It's wonderful. Yeah,
and we'll actually we have a non-alcoholic beer tasting that 7G is doing on Saturday. I think it's 5 to 8. I'm drawing a blank on the exact start time. It's either 4 or 5, but I'm pretty sure it's 5 to 8. And we're going to have one non-alcoholic beer for sale in the beverage garden, at least for Arts Fest. We'll see how it goes. They're going to do this tasting at both Arts and Jazz. So that's something a little bit different, thanks to Big Grove, who's sponsoring our beverage garden. So, of course, we'll have a couple of beers from Big Grove as well. And, yeah, it just looks like a great weekend. 2 quick things, reminders. Again, emerging artists are in Old Capitol Mall. And 2 other things. We started this, I think, last year. There is an event called Art Out Loud, which features youth and people who are involved with United Action for Youth, and it actually takes place at UAY on Iowa Avenue, which is basically in the Tower Ramp building. That's from 3 to 4 when we have a break on the main stage Saturday. And then the other thing, anybody who's been around for many, many years may recall we used to have a chalk wall that you could write on that had Before I Die I want to whatever. Well, we changed it this year, and it's now in my lifetime. So trying to make it a little more positive, but we have a brand new wall that's going to be out there this year, and it will be set up at the intersection of Clinton and Washington. And so we hope people stop and just share, what they would like to do, what's on their bucket list.
That sounds neat.
Yeah. Interactive.
I remember before I die, I wanted to defeat death.
How's that going?
Well, you win on a daily basis so far.
There you go. There you go. Learn to play the fiddle, Devil in Down Georgia.
If I can, this is my plug every year with all these fests. Would you leave your pets at home?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, a lot of noise, and, you might think you're doing the pet a favor, but you're really not. They get anxious.
Yeah.
And, they get thirsty, and it's just not
not the best environment.
Yeah, so leave the pets at home.
I guarantee mine will be left at home.
And always remember that this is everything at the festival is free. Obviously, what you eat and drink is going to cost you, but the entertainment's free, but it's not free to put on. So make sure when the bucket gets passed or you stop by the merch tent or whatever, and there's a QR code on the bucket, make a donation, drop some cash in there, or go to the summerofthearts.org and set up a donation. These kinds of things, they need to be sustained. I mean, we can't let this die out. We're doing a great job keeping it going, but
because a lot of fests have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we've had events that we've produced that have died out. So.
Yeah, and we've two of the events our sister station used to be a part of every summer. Neither of them are happening this summer.
Yep.
Which is really a shame, but that it just happens, and support for this stuff is paramount, and just get out and support it. That way when they see big crowds, the sponsors tend to say, maybe this is worth something for us to get involved in. And again, the monetary help is even if it's just a couple of dollars, it all adds up.
Yeah, that's very true. And it is very important because, we're basically the only nonprofit around that we don't charge tickets for basically anything. Right. Unless we have a scheduled fundraiser.
Sure.
Where, we're selling tickets. But in general, everything that we do is free. And that's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I can't see you getting a fence around the downtown and charging admission. That might be a little difficult.
Yeah.
There is a fence around downtown. It's called Streetworks.
Yeah, that's true.
So
construction's crazy.
Yeah, have some patience. People come in from out of town, and it's confusing enough for people in town. So just have some patience.
Yeah. Oh. And I sorry, I have to mention, I forget about timing here. So we ended up canceling our Music on the Move this week because of the forecast. And we had the storms in the afternoon. We probably could have done the concert in the evening. Would have been very buggy. But that has been rescheduled with Natural Habits to August 27th at Terry Trueblood. And next Tuesday, we will actually have Kevin Burt performing at Mercer Park. So just want to remind people, 6:30 to 8 p.m.
Cool. And the weather next Tuesday is looking good.
Yay.
Right now.
Please, it can rain on Wednesdays. It can rain on Mondays. Try to limit it a little bit there around everything going on. But, yeah, we appreciate it. And, Jim, I know you're going to be helping out some this weekend.
Yep.
We appreciate that.
Yep.
We do still have volunteer openings. So, go to summerofthearts.org and click on Support Us and go to the volunteer tab.
All right, sounds good. Lisa, thank you, and we'll see you and thousands of our friends this weekend.
Thank you.
Captain Steve and Jim Hunter on the air every